Hey everybody, it's Michelle. Again, happy Labor Day. I'm actually on my way to work. So happy Labor Day to me. Or thank the good Lord I still got a job with everything that I've been going through and all the time that I've been missing. I guess today I'm just going to explain a little bit of why I've been posting so many old photos and whatnot on Facebook. I actually, as I think I mentioned on another video the other day, that I started a different video channel, so it wasn't linked to my Christian website. So there's old videos like when we went to Bristol and the NASCAR and all this shit. So I pulled out my little disc thing that has all those photos on it and whatnot, and I'm like, oh my god, look at that photo. And like, it just became this moment of remembrance of good times with my relationship with Aaron. I mean, we've been together, God, I hope I'm not on the microphone here. I'm trying to hold this and drive at the same time. We've been together since early 2013, and we got along really, really well during that time. And as of lately, actually as of a couple of years, it's not been so hot. And you know, I don't know why. I don't know if it's me, I don't know if it's him, I don't know if it's just, it almost feels like it's always a combination of he's on one side of the fence one day and I'm on the other, and then we flip-flop. Like, we're never on the same side of the fence. But ultimately, when it comes down to it, we do love each other. So how do you fix that, you know? How do you fix something that is kind of sort of broken but isn't at the same time? So that's kind of where my head's at right now. And trying to, you know, first off, trying to refresh my relationship with God. That's first and foremost. And that, to me, you know, for my Christian friends and people who look at me like, oh, she's Miss Christian who's always posting all this stuff. You know, I have a really hard time with understanding things in the Bible. I literally have a kid's Bible. It has a cupcake on it. I mean, so I'll read one scripture or one area, and I'll go into my little cupcake Bible and read it again. Or usually I do it on the internet, on one of my applications. Hold on, I'm about to run over Grandma here. So usually I'll, you know, use an app or a website or something, and my favorite is the Living translation, because of the way it just is set up as far as the English language and the way that it's more spoken. It just makes more sense to me. I know a lot of people use different ones. My mom sent me this really great Bible that has all these little like snippets on the bottom that explain what was going on during that time and whatnot. And unfortunately, I got to admit, I've not been opening that Bible as much as I should, but I do love it, and that's my main Bible. But most of the time, it's usually when I'm sitting on the internet, excuse me, and I'll see a cute passage or something, and then I'll look it up, or I'll go and Google, you know, how not to do something, or how to do something else, or whatever the case may be. So anyways, so today, and I have a lot of passages like that, but for the people who think that, you know, and I've said this 100 gazillion times, you know, I'm the furthest person to be a Bible beater. I'm always going to cuss. I'm probably always going to smoke. I'm probably always going to just be a bitch when you least expect it. You know, that's just who I am. But it does draw in people, because I'm not some snooty ass who, you know, like, judges you, you know, like, if you have a history of drug use or alcoholism and you cuss and you smoke, I want to talk to you because I can relate, you know? And I think that's why my life has been so fucking ass backwards sometimes, because it is, you know, I can relate to certain things, but then I can't relate to certain things as well. So anyways, you know, with my relationship with Aaron, that's my second marriage, and I'm not proud that it's my second marriage. I really wish, you know, my first marriage would have worked out, but it didn't. And, you know, he's still a great guy, and as I mentioned in another video, me and Jordan recently saw him, and, you know, I still have a relationship with him, but he's not my husband, you know. And not that I'm ashamed of being married a second time, because personally I don't give a shit what anybody thinks, but Bible wise, you know, it makes me feel a little bit bad. But let's just think about all the guys that I have been with and I wasn't married to. So if there's anybody that I could relate to the most in the Bible, it would be Mary, the one who was getting ready to, I think she was the one who stood by Jesus at the cross, the whore, basically, okay? So I'm not the perfect person. I never will be. But there's things in my life that could be much, much better. And I just don't know how to fix it, you know. And Aaron and I have been talking about this for the past couple of days because, you know, once we left Tennessee, and that whole video about him let me drive his truck, quotations here, that was what my question was. I mean, I feel like what I do is, sorry, it's bright, guys. What I do in the best intention. I mean, I don't have an ill heart, and I don't wish anything negative on anybody, but it seems like everything that I do somehow or another gets fucked up, and I don't get it, you know. That's why I'm quiet, well, if you don't know me, I'm quiet. And then, of course, I come off as a bitch because I'm quiet and I'm not chatty, you know. But it's like I'm always so scared to say the wrong thing. And I even was informed by Aaron that one of his friends just totally doesn't understand me. And apparently, me trying to open up and talk to him makes him uncomfortable. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm trying to small talk. I mean, I just don't... People are fucking weird, you know. Like, I don't hold back anything. I say whatever I'm feeling, and I actually like to share my life and my fucking tribulations and whatever, because I like to hear what people have to say about it. But maybe that's wrong. Maybe I should just learn to shut my fucking mouth and keep my personal stuff personal. But then how do you fucking learn? I don't understand it. And I know, yeah, the first thing my mom and dad are going to say is look in the Bible. Well, you know what? I don't know where to look in the Bible. And sometimes, you know, half the fucking time, it'll be a problem that I had last week, and I'll have some sort of scripture, and I'm like, oh shit, well, that makes sense for last week, but what about today? You know. So anyways, right now, I mean, besides everything that happened with my parents and Tennessee and whatnot, for today, you know, I'm a wife, and I do love Aaron. I really, really do. And he's a good man. He can be an asshole, but hey, I could be a total bitch. We all know that. So the reason for the pictures again is I was busting out some, you know, trying to find some videos to add to my little channel and old stuff, you know, for whatever reason. And I just came across these pictures, and I just was like all melty. I'm like, oh my God, I remember that time. Like, those were good times. And it's funny that most of the pictures that I've posted so far are all from earlier times in our relationship. And so far I haven't gotten down to older times, but the pictures became less and less, which is sad. And it's like, where did you lose that time, you know? We went and spoke with the pastor. I know I've mentioned that. And the pastor said to Aaron, and again, I've said this before, Aaron's longest relationship has been a year, okay? We're going on our wedding anniversary will be in November, so it'll be 1 year. But technically, in February, it'll be 4 years. So as far as I say to Aaron, I'm 4 years or 4 times better than any other bitch, right? Because, I mean, it's been a roller coaster on both ends for sure. You know, again, I'm probably one of the most fucked up people you will ever meet. But, you know, and when I say fucked up, I don't mean drugs and alcohol and like I have some sort of fixable problem. I'm just fucking a bitch and I don't know why, or you know, but yet my intentions 2 years ago, I rededicated my life to God, you know, and still it seems that whenever I try to do something with the intention of being loving or caring or whatever, positive, it still gets fucked up. And I just don't know how to fix me. And, you know, half the time, I still think half the time I'm still on some acid trip from the freaking 90s or whatever that I'm not on, you know, like, I'm still tripping because half the shit doesn't make sense of what the fuck goes on. But then some things, like, I just don't understand, you know, and I'm so confused. And do head drugs make that better for you? I don't fucking know. You know, so far the head drugs give me the shakes. They make me slur my speech. They make me not eat, but yet I'm still not losing weight. But, you know, there's, like, I can't sleep. There's just different side effects, but so far I haven't noticed any differences, you know, and my drug really of choice has always been God. Like, you know, when I need it, I listen to my Jesus music. And I'm one of those people who are like, God, oh, you listen to Jesus music, or oh my God, you listen to Joel Osteen on TV, you're such a dork. But yet, that's what I do. Like, I enjoy Jesus music now. Can you believe it? I listen to Jesus music more than I listen to my freaking other music. But whatever, you know. So, Jesus, God are my drug of choice. But yet, why am I still so fucked up? Like, I can't communicate with people. I just don't know how to just talk on a social level, you know. Or when I do try to talk on a social level, I hear that I'm a weirdo and I overstepped or what the fuck ever. And I don't know how to fix me. And I don't know, you know, my mom's telling me to go find a counselor, which I can, but I've been through all that. You know, like, I know what the freaking techniques are. Oh, well, right, Michelle, I do write. Or, you know, now I make these videos so I can vent a little, and I color. I color, and I work, and I play with my dog, and, you know, I do whatever, really. It's not like I have some specific hobby or whatnot, you know, but I do stuff. And I don't, you know, go and try to attack anybody or be negative, you know, but yet somehow I fuck up everything. And I just, I'm at a loss, you know. And I was telling Aaron, you know, I wish God would just accidentally put $1 million in my bank account, you know, so I could just up and leave. And, you know, the only person who would know where I went to would be my son, you know, and just start over somewhere and, like, take on a new persona or something. Like, I don't know. I'm not, you know, I'm nice to strangers. You know, I feel like I'm nice to my friends. You know, I try to be overly nice sometimes, you know, just to improve a point. You know, like, not that I need credit or whatever. Like, fuck that. I don't need credit for being nice, but I just don't understand it. And then I hear that, you know, so-and-so thinks I'm freaking weird or I overstepped, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, so I can't even talk. Like, I can't even talk to people, you know, and I just don't get it. So at this point, you know, I'm going back, and I guess I'm kind of reflecting. And, you know, as much as I hate North Carolina, I did need it. You know, I did need to get away from Georgia and the stress of everything, my marriage, my job. It was very stressful down in Georgia. But y'all know I'm a Georgia girl. So when I came to North Carolina, you know, I changed profession. So I lost who I was in that aspect, you know, like I didn't have to be, you know, boss bitch because I took on a different job, a different career per se, several of them, to be honest with you, you know. So I find that interesting. I love having a different job and learning stuff. So then, I mean, if I really reflect on it, then my dad comes into my life. That's new. I don't know what the hell to do with that. My son turns 18. He leaves. I don't know what to do with that. Now I'm not a mom. You know, I'm not a boss anymore. I'm not a married woman, you know, or I am a married woman, untechnically speaking, without the piece of paper, but I actually have a husband that is the complete opposite of what I just got out of, you know, and I'm living in this small town versus crazy ass Atlanta, you know, and I opted not to befriend anybody. I didn't want to have any friends. I just needed a break from everything. And I took that break for at least 2 years. And it took me 2 years to actually go to God and be like, you know what, God, I'm just done. I was angry, you know, at my life for so long. And the day that I gave it up, and it was December the 19th. And I'm like, you know what? I just can't deal. I don't know what to do anymore. I swear to God, that's when I stopped being so angry. And I have literally forgotten things unless you remind me of things that I've done. So God is so merciful and amazing in that aspect. I mean, you know, I wish I was a better Christian. And every day I try, you know, but it seems in me trying, I still mess up. And I just, you know, I'm going back now to step one because I'm lost. I don't know why I can't be sociable. Why what I do, I fuck up when, you know, and I still don't understand how I fuck things up or where somebody sees that I fuck something up. I just don't understand it, you know. And maybe this would be the best time for me to just take a hiatus from Facebook, but I'm not going to do that because I've already done that, and I've gone that route by basically disappearing, you know. And so that's why I love these little video blogs, because you can watch them and give me feedback. And I mean, tell me, please, somebody tell me, how the fuck do you fix yourself? Especially when you can't fathom what's wrong with you. You know, if I was an alcoholic, I would understand, okay, I need to stop drinking. That's my problem. But I don't understand. I mean, please, if there's something that I am not seeing, tell me what's wrong with me. Send me a private message and tell me what is wrong with me so I could figure out what the fuck is wrong with me. You know, because I just don't understand. And again, so that's when I'm going through these pictures and I'm looking at things and I'm just thinking how wonderful it was. And, you know, Aaron going through his 1-year relationships, the pastor saying, hey, Aaron, this is what marriage is. You know, it's not always newlyweds, you know, and that's what I think he expected. So it's hard for him to deal with living with somebody on the daily. My longest relationship was 7 years. My shortest relationship was my marriage to Hank, and that was, geez, I don't even remember, 3 years, almost 3 years. So I am the stick around person that just doesn't walk away, but yet I'm with somebody who doesn't understand. And so whatever. I mean, so how do you compromise the two? How do you change you? I don't know how to change myself, you know. And maybe I'm not, like, that's why I say I just want to pick up and go away. And is there like a planet of Michelle's or something, or people that make sense? You know, like I've mentioned a couple of my friends here on Facebook that actually get me and understand, you know, because half the time I feel crazy. Alfonso, for the life of me, he and I talk and we're like, what the fuck is wrong with everybody? Like, I didn't do anything wrong, but yet I'm getting shit on, you know? So I just don't get it, you know. And maybe there is no answer. Maybe, you know, looking at these old pictures, they make me feel good, but can you really go back in time? No, you can't. So how do you fix where, you know, how do you fix things? Yeah, start over where it broke. But what if you don't know where it broke? Then what? How do you fix it? So, all right, I'm gonna go. I'm almost at work, and I need to smoke a cigarette, but that's my video for the day. And please, you know, as it comes through on YouTube, always just, you know, you can like me on YouTube. I think you get points or some shit if you get likes on YouTube, so that'd be cool. But always leave your feedback on Facebook. And of course, if you do have an answer of what's wrong with me, send me a private message, okay? I'm not one for phone calls, and I'll be working until 11 tonight, but I'll be on Facebook, and I can chat with you, you know, but help me. Somebody help me figure out what is wrong with me, because I am lost. So, anyways, I love you guys. I hope you have a great day today, and I will make another video soon. And tomorrow, it'll be a completely different subject, and you'll be like, okay, bitch, you're fucking nuts. Maybe that's a problem. I'm so random. I'm too random for my own good. So, but whatever. I love you. Mwah. Have a great day. Bye.